Yo, what is good, Raider Nation? Man, oh man, we got some spicy news for y'all. Before we go ahead and get into it, y'all already know what time it is. Make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe button. So let's go ahead and kick this thing off. We go.
J Raider, the creator with the killer content, hot takes and the dopest. Yes, Raider Nation, from Oakland to LA to in Vegas. Nothing greater than the Raiders, only facts. Just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders. Stand up. Just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders. Welcome to the channel. It's called Just Raiders, baby. If you ain't subscribed, then you gotta try. Just Raiders, baby, nothing but love for the Raiders. Been an OG before 93. Shout out to the nation, they always crazy. So nation, ride with me, taking over my style. It's amazing, making hits like Max on the blitz. The silver and black, on the attack. They on the map, if you a fan and you with that. J Raider, the creator with the killer content, hot takes and the dopest guests. Raider Nation, from Oakland to LA to in Vegas. Nothing greater than the Raiders, only facts. Just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, J Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders. Putting on shows like Brock on the go. We just like J Raider, the innovator, making shows like Good Morning Raiders, the originator. Raiders Unfiltered, raw, never censored. The post-game reaction, nothing but action. Just Raiders, baby. Just Raiders. Just Raiders, baby. J Raider, the creator of the killer content. Hot takes and the dopest, yes. Raider Nation, the only nation. There ain't no question.
Just win, baby.
Win, baby.
Just win.
What is good, nation? Happy Sunday. I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. Welcome to another Raiders Unfiltered. Y'all already know what time it is. Make sure if you guys haven't done so, head on over, hit that like, hit that subscribe button on all the channels on here. Appreciate you guys pulling up and rocking with me on this special show. We're going to go ahead and get into it. Y'all already know we were waiting for that news. I talked about it yesterday. We were like, hey, let's see if we hear something. Let's see if something gets leaked. And it looks like that is kind of the case. We're going to go ahead and get into it for sure on the show. So make sure you guys head on over, hit that like and subscribe. I'm your boy. I can't start off this show without acknowledging the chat. Real quick, let me head on over to the chat. Shout out to my guy, Robert Pena in the building. Let's go. My guy already with the
Raiders!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Kubiak. Yes, sir. Shout out to my guy, Raider Paul in the building. Another my guy also with the
Raiders!
Yes, sir. Great day to be a Raider fan for sure. Let's see here. Shout out to my guy CGR in the building. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you gracing us with your presence. Salute to you, my guy. Appreciate you. Perry in the building. What is deal, my guy? We are definitely going to go ahead and talk about that. Jack in the building. What is deal? What is good, my guy? Rorschach in the building. What is good, my guy? Appreciate you pulling up. Let's see here. My guy, John in the building. Salute, my guy. Appreciate you tapping in. Anthony in the building. What is good, my guy? Salute. Rosetown, my guy in the building. One of my mods here at Just Raiders, along with my guy, Rorschach 2-fold. Salute to you guys. Salute to the mods here. Salute to everybody. Appreciate you guys. Salute to SoCal South in the build. Salute. Troy in the building. What is good, my guys? Salute to you, brother. Appreciate you pulling up as well. All right. I can't go ahead and kick this show underway officially without bring in my guest, my guy. We've done the shows together. We've done post game reaction shows. Let me go ahead and bring in my guy, Red Will, in the building. What is good, my guy? Salute to you. Appreciate you pulling up.
What is good? What is good, baby? You know what it is. Big Don John coming in the building, baby. Right now, I feel like, hey, Ricky Bobby, right? Spytech is Ricky Bobby. We put him in the car. We put that kilo of Colombian Bam Bam underneath. We put him in the car with the Cougar, and we said, dominate this. And guess what he did? He said, Casey, sit down, bitch. I got this, man. Not only that, hey, you know when that little meeting was going down at that restaurant, baby, there was a little Bob Hebbing and Weaving, baby. There was something going on, a little extra, and that brought the spice and that brought the thing home. Let's go.
Yes, sir. But well, we're gonna definitely get into that. Let's go ahead and start off with the biggest news. Obviously, while we're all here, Raiders looks like the Raiders closed the deal with Kubiak yesterday. This was put out earlier today by Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero. They basically saying the Raiders are targeting offensive coordinator Klint Kubiak as a new head coach, per me and Tom Pelissero. After Saturday's second interview, Las Vegas can't officially hire Kubiak until after the Super Bowl, but they believe they have their guy. So now the insiders are putting it out there that it looks like Kubiak is going to be the guy. And let me go ahead and share this as well. And for people who didn't know what Will was talking about a bit ago, if you haven't seen it on socials, looks like the Raiders went ahead and took out Kubiak yesterday to dinner. This was also shared yesterday in a tweet. This was sent out by Dan Vines. He covers the Seahawks over there. He said he got a text from a former coworker at a restaurant that he goes to that his friend works at, saying Kubiak was dining with Davis. Second interview with the Raiders at his old restaurant. So much for meeting Saturday. So they didn't wait till Saturday. They went ahead and tried to go ahead and wine them, dine them. You already know. They were going to go ahead and do something like that. But they went ahead and took him out to dinner. And not only that, but I mean, you know, hey, it's just a little, it's a tweet from somebody. How credible could that be? But this also came out, and I want to go ahead and put it out there as well. Pictures of Mark at a bar in Seattle is also all over socials. So we knew Mark was there. We knew Spytech was there to go ahead and meet with Kubiak. So essentially, they probably wine and dined him. Like I said yesterday, for all we know, they went ahead and locked up this deal yesterday and today, and I'm sorry, Friday night. And for all we know, yesterday was just a formality. So it could have just went down that way. And it really kind of does look like that. So, seeing all those things come out kind of gives me that feeling, that assurance that that's pretty much a done deal. We, obviously we got to go ahead and put pen to paper. That's a given. But everything points to Kubiak coming over to Las Vegas. Will, what are your thoughts? Everybody in chat, let me know what you guys think. How are you guys feeling about these news coming out? Literally broke about 2 hours ago by Tom Pelissero and Ian Rappaport.
We talked about this in the green room, Jay. This is like when you're a 1 and you're trying to pull a 10, right? The Raiders are a 1. We are ugly. Not even ugly, bro. We are called fugly, right? Fugly. Fucking ugly. Like we's a grade below ugly. So what did we have to do? We came out guns a blazing. Bro, you whine, you dine, you got to do a little extra tug from the owner. The owner got to come in there, tell him, hey, you need 15 mil? I got a blank check. Papi's got you. Papi is gonna take care of you for life.
I don't know we're ugly like that. Hey, you know what? The Raiders look better. It's like we got on Ozempic, we went to the nail salon, we got our fucking hair did, got a professional makeup artist coming. Hey, we look like almost a completely different person, bro. You know what I mean? We look a little bit better than years prior. I think we're in that type of situation, bro. Hey,
Jay, I love you, but you can get your nails painted, you can get your makeup did, but you still fucking
your hair
ugly.
did too, bro. You gotta get the hair did.
You can get your hair did, but you still
Total
fucking ugly,
bro.
You know what I mean? I mean, like we need a whole lot of procedures being done to start looking good. But I mean, like at the end of the day, you know what it is, man. I mean, like it was us or the Cardinals right now. And honestly, once the Cardinals news broke with LaFleur, I'd be like, hey, it kind of let us know that we're in the driver's seat for Kubiak. Now, a lot of different questions come up now, though, Jay. I mean, like I look at it like this: we wine them, we dine them, we get Kubiak. But that's just one piece of the puzzle, bro. I get it's a big piece. I get everybody. Hey, man, how does it feel? Let me ask you this, Jay. How does it feel to finally be the ugly dude and get the girl? Because you're a pretty looking guy. I know that you've never been in that situation.
I don't know about that.
I mean, like, let me ask you that. Like, right now, as the Raiders fan, how does it finally feel not to be turned down by the hottest prospect coach like that's come out in the league? Because hey, last year we got turned down. Ben Johnson came up in here and he's like, woo, gave us that stiff arm, walked out on us. How does it finally get to be the ugly girl at the prom and still get the good looking date? Tell me.
I'll tell you right now in just a second. Shout out to my guy Rorschach24 with a $5 super salute to you, brother. He says, we have to thank Brady and Spytek for this hire. Jay, I have two recommendations for mods, CGR and Anthony. Shout out to them. I have used my mod powers, and I have never used my mod powers until now. Yeah, brother, for sure. Go for it. I mean, I appreciate those guys pulling up. Anthony always pulling up as well, for sure. We do have to thank these guys. We do have to thank Spytek and Brady. You had to get Mark in the building. I was telling Jeff yesterday, he's like, I didn't want nowhere. He was saying that he didn't want Mark anywhere near Kubiak, and fuck that deal up, and I get it, but he's the one with the checkbook alongside with Brady. But Mark is really the one cutting the check, so he got to be in the building. He got to go ahead and sign the fucking check and to ask him, what do you want me to put in here, type of thing. And this is where you probably had to send in Mark like, look, bro, if there's, you might have to have you go the extra mile. You got to do whatever it takes. Go ahead and make that happen. So you might have to do things that normally you may not want to do, but you got to do them, my guy. So you gotta take that. You gotta take that.
Give that little extra.
And you gotta take that L for the team. So be it.
You gotta walk hand in hand. Dog. Hey, you gotta walk hand in hand after that meeting. After a little steak. I don't give a damn what you gotta do, Mark. Make it happen, and he made it happen. It's looking like all things are pointed that way. So, hey. Like I said, man, I mean, like we got one piece of the puzzle. Now everybody's saying it's a guaranteed, and this is where it gets crazy, that we're going to take Mendoza. I mean, just because you get Kubiak doesn't guarantee anything. And it doesn't, I'd be like, we still haven't even signed them, bro. I'd be like, hey, we can't get turned down.
We can't. Okay, so this is the thing with Kubiak. In all seriousness now, I know we've made some jokes and stuff. But I think in all seriousness, it's I think it was Rappaport that put out that some candidate said it was Kubiak's job to lose. And I think at this point, everything that we have to offer as far as having the number one pick having probably the second most cap space in the league. And now with PG departing, and that came late this week. I think it happened on Friday, where the Steelers put that out that they're signing Patrick Graham over as a defensive coordinator. So now we have a clean slate in the upper coaching staff, and it looks like usually everybody else below that usually doesn't make it, usually doesn't survive. So he's going to have also the ability to go ahead and bring in his own guys, bring in the people that he wants to go ahead and help him run this team and put a great team together. So having all that, having a lot of control up until the point where Spytek is going to be the guy where you have to go ahead and eventually stop in and kiss the ring from time to time. But ultimately you have the ability to put the guys that you want together, work with Spytek to bring in the guys that you want. And if it is a guy like Mendoza, so be it. My thing has always been this, is whoever they bring in, they have to have that division line. So my question always is, are the Raiders, when I mean the Raiders, Spytek, Brady, to some lesser extent, Mark, are they really sold on Mendoza? And I think they are. And I think they're going to go ahead and bring in a candidate that aligns with that type of vision. At least we know that their thought process is offense. They are going offensive minded. If it was defensive minded, that hire would have been done a long time ago. We would have done this, we could have gotten our coach 2 weeks ago if the case that we wanted to go the defensive route. But it's been offensive minded. The majority of the candidates that the Raiders have interviewed have been offensive minded. So being able and interviewing with literally the probably the hottest coaching candidate out there in this coaching cycle goes to show volumes. They haven't really said anything. They interview people because that's you have to do that. You should do that, because what if, yes, you're right, what if it doesn't happen? There's no pen to paper yet, and so anything can happen. He could say next week, hey, you know what, I'm good, I'm gonna stay in Seattle and roll the dice, right? But there's things happening also in Seattle that could change his trajectory on that.
They're selling the team,
right? They're selling the team, right? And there's reports also that that's not happening. So there's conflicting reports with that. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Seahawks sell the team. Then that's the perfect time to sell. Perfect time to sell
after you win a Super Bowl, bro,
or you reach the Super Bowl. That's a perfect time to sell a team. You're gonna get max evaluation on a team. If you make it to the Super Bowl, you can get even probably a little bit more if you win it. Obviously, you have a great facility, you have a great stadium, you have a pretty much winning product on the field.
Jay, you said $8 billion. I just started. I imagine myself swimming in all them $100 bills, bro. Are you kidding me? $8 billion. Hey, as soon as you start with the word with the B, I don't even know how many zeros that is, homie.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
it's a lot of fucking zeros.
It's a lot of moolah. I'd be like, and you're correct. So I do see that. And they said, hey, I think it's something to do with his will too. Like her brother's will. There's something that he wanted the team sold by a certain time or something. Or so at the end.
I don't know the intricacies of like that whole thing behind it. I was surprised just to even hear like they were contemplating that. And I'm like, okay, what a crazy time for something like that to come out when you have your offensive coordinator, the guy who really kind of got you to the Super Bowl, like on the fence and looking like he might leave to go and get his head coaching opportunity somewhere else. Like it's crazy, and like the timing is too like it's kind of coincidental. I wouldn't say too coincidental, but it's kind of coincidental, obviously, for them wanting to go ahead and sell the team, and then you have Kubiak out there interviewing for head coaching position. So it's just crazy. Real quick, shout out to my guy Steven with the $2 super. Appreciate you, my guy. Salute to you. Thank you for pulling up today. Thank you for everyone pulling up right now. We have almost 70 in the building. Salute to everyone. Again, if you guys haven't done so, make sure you guys head on over, hit that like, hit that subscribe button on both of these channels. My guy Radio Will with the Silver and Black Radio podcast. Make sure you guys go ahead and head on over, hit that subscribe. Oh my guy, appreciate you guys. But yeah, I mean, you just got to read the tea leaves, and the tea leaves are really looking towards the direction of Klint Kubiak. I feel, to be honest with you, if I have to give you a fair assessment, I feel like it's 85% in the back.
You're third base. You're on third base.
I'm on third base, bro. I feel like, we went out to dinner. We had a good time. Had drinks,
You had your little bit of good side. You had a little fill me up.
After that, like, hey, Mark, hey, dog, whatever you got to do, bro. Whatever you got to do, my guy. I don't judge, bro. I don't judge.
At this point right now, man, I think you're correct, man. I mean, like I said, I don't want to be I don't want to live in the past either. Here's the thing, right? It happened to us in the past where we felt like we gotten far, but then we just couldn't bring it home. But this is just aligning so in a way that's perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we literally have to fumble the bag, bro. Yeah. I mean, like, right now, it's like you're sliding in there like slimwear. Unless, I don't know, he finds out that you've been messing with another girl. and he didn't like it. And he goes like, nah. Nah, bro. Or you say something like, hey, I want to bring in a certain defensive coordinator or a certain coach, or or they show no flexibility. But right now, all indications are that, hey, the Raiders are willing to do whatever Kubiak wants. Because let's be real, that's what he's going to want. He's going to want to say, hey, man, you might have roster-making decisions, but I also have to have a say in this because dude, it's his first coaching job. If he comes in here and shits the bed, people are going to look at him like another Josh McDaniels. A guy that can only be a coordinator. So he wants to come in here and make sure that he has say, that he says, hey, man, I want to bring in these coaches. And that's where I'm asking you, Jay. Like, a lot of people are saying, oh, he's going to bring coaches from Seattle. Oh, he's going to bring coaches from his stint with the Saints. But here's the thing. If you're a defensive coordinator, you can't transfer to be a defensive coordinator. Right, you're under contract. You'd have to buy him out, something to that effect.
Yeah.
So he has to bring in either guys that don't have jobs right now, guys that are up and coming, or guys that are sitting on the couch retired. So who do you think? Like, how does he build that staff, and how does he do it? And people are like, oh yeah, he's going to bring his offensive line coach from Seattle. Bro, like, if you bring him over to be your offensive line coach, you can't just do it like that. He would have to get promoted. I'd be like, I could see him as run game coordinator and slash offensive line coach, which I think is a promotion.
I don't know what the exact details are for like the lower level ones. I've never looked that far down as far as what it takes to go ahead and bring those type of guys in. If that's the case, then I mean, if you got to add a slash to the title, I mean, it happens all the time. That's literally what Pete did with his son. He put as an offensive line coach slash run game coordinator. And I think like that's just like neither here or there. I think if Kubiak wants his guys so bad, they're gonna go ahead and find a way to make it happen. Real quick, shout out to my guy Robert Pena. I didn't know, bro. Like, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday, my guy. Salute to you. Make sure you guys go ahead and shout out my guy Robert Pena.
Oh, happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday, brother. My guy, he says he's 56 years young today. You lie, you sneaky devil. You look like you're 25. Stop bullshitting. You on the damn you getting on that rejuvenation bath, trying to look all young and shit. But salute to you, brother. Happy birthday. I hope you have a rejuvenation bath. Hey, bro, you never see like there's that series on
Fountain of Youth.
Yeah, like
Oh,
they get into this thing and like you fucking become young or they stay young, bro. Like it's crazy. It's a crazy show. But yeah, man. I mean, like I don't know. I think there's a lot of things that had to go into play to go ahead and make this happen. Obviously, having those opportunities where we have, the second most cap space is a big fact. Having the number one pick also goes into it. Being able to get your staff as well, working along with Spy Tech, makes a plays a big factor as well. I think also then this is a thing that we kind of forget and why we also say that probably attributing to why we're the ugly check on top of that is that coming here, a lot of coaches don't survive. I think I said it yesterday. I think there has to be some type of guarantee that goes into place. I don't know if it has to be written or not. Maybe they will put that in there. I have no idea, but and I'm just speculating. But there has to be reassurances that he's going to be here at least 3 years minimum, right? That he can't. He's like, if it doesn't work
100%.
out, if it doesn't look good year one, can't clip the guy. You got to endure it. Barring like he doesn't do anything to cast negative light on himself and the team, like like a
Yeah.
Henry Ruggs type of situation, or like you know anything where it comes to like DB or any type of situation along that line where he's out there like fucking Buck Wild in Vegas type shit or whatever, right? Um, I think so long as that type of things don't happen, I think he's going to be here. As far as performance wise, like we're going to give you time to be here and build the team out and do it the right way, barring that you just don't fuck up personally. Like you good, whatever. But if you if you go and do some crazy shit, like you're gonna force a hand. Like any team would fucking probably do that. But I think that had to be also be put in place to give that reassurance for him to be like, okay, cool, I'll come over if you can go ahead and provide all that for me. Like, why wouldn't you? And we know Klint Kubiak wants to go ahead and go into the next level and be a head coach. It just he hasn't found the right situation, and I think this is just probably the best situation that you can have. I mean,
You want to know
we
what
don't
the
know.
biggest? Oh,
Go
sorry,
ahead.
bro. You want to know what the biggest endorsement I think was? Was his dad coming out and saying that he worked with Spy Tech. Once his dad came out, because what are you looking at as for your approval from your father, right? Like, bro, like he's a generational kid. Your dad
Yeah,
coached, and once your dad gives you like, hey man, I learned from this guy. My son can learn from him too.
yeah,
And he comes in, and you're like, hey man, I've worked with your dad. I know your
yeah.
family. Like, I know where you come from. I know the way you think. This is what you like to do. They're a West Coast offense style family.
Yeah,
They want to run the football. And you tell them, hey, I have Ashton Genty. I have this, I have that. But you're absolutely correct. The one thing that we don't have is stability at the coaching position because we always look at it and say, hey, um, 1 year and you're done. And right now we had this trend, right? We're like the player at the fucking club, bro. We got all these girls and we just change them like underwear. Bro, like, hey,
yeah.
we got a coach. Hey, you come here, girl. Come here. Boom. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. We're gonna wine you and dine you. You look good. You look good now. You suck. Get out of here. And that's what coaches feel like, right? Because it's like a revolving door. So,
100%, 100% revolving door. I
you
agree
know,
with you.
So
Yeah,
what is Mark going to do? Mark's going to tell him, hey, I'm going to guarantee, in my opinion, this is what Mark did. Guaranteed him 3 at a minimum. Said, hey, I'm going to give you 3 years. It's going to be north of $10 million. Very good. North of 10 mil.
I think that number's up. I think that number's up, way
Yeah.
up.
Yep. And that's why I said north of 10 mil, 3 years at a minimum, 5 years at a maximum.
Mhm.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking there, bro. But I feel you.
yeah. Don't be surprised, y'all, if you hear some shit where they make Kubiak like the highest paid head coach in the league.
Oh,
Don't be
hands
surprised.
down
I
right
won't
now.
be surprised. I'll be like, okay, it makes sense. Like you're gonna go ahead and pull out all the stops to go ahead and cement that fucking deal. Just at least to get the gentleman's handshake, the agreement. Like, hey, we're gonna bring you in. We'll announce it on Monday the 9th. You know, after day after you win it, bro. You know, we'll fly to you, or you come in real quick to Vegas, do a quick one signature, and then have you, send you back to Seattle. Go ahead and celebrate your get your
Not
parade,
even.
get all that things, right? Come back the next day. Let's start getting to
Yeah.
work.
No,
Right? It
no,
could be
no.
that.
I'm
It
gonna
could
do
be
this.
that.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. Tom Brady's gonna be up there. I'm gonna let you go win your Super Bowl or lose. I'm gonna let you go get your drinks, get your sip on, and as soon as you start getting that sip on, and I know it's heavy, I'm coming in with that contract and sliding that bitch. And
He'll
you're
be
like,
like, he'll be
yo,
like, oh, Tom, like Tom, I already said yes. You already done the deed, bro. Like, you don't need to get me fucking drunk. Oh man,
whatever
shout,
it takes, baby.
whatever it takes. Shout out to my guy Rorschach with the $2 super. He says Elroy Jensen with the planet and moon for Kubiak. Salute to you, brother, with the $2 super. Yeah, you can't make this shit up. It's funny. Um, shout out to Space Beast. He says, Sex, we won't know about the staff until after Super Bowl. Yeah, we won't know. But this did come out. Shout out to my guy, Jaw. He did send me something real quick. Hold on one second. He said he sent me something. Let me go ahead and kind of pull that up. Um, he did send me. I haven't looked at Twitter in
Yeah,
the
Jim
last
Schwartz already
40
has to be
minutes.
released.
Yeah, I haven't looked at Twitter in the last 40 minutes, even though I'm on it. I'm concentrating on the show. But he sent me this per Albert Sports, Jim Shorts asked the Browns to release. You did, so let me go ahead and pull that up real quick. Appreciate you, my guy, sending me that tweet real quick. Here we go. Um, all right. So yeah, Albert Martinez put that out there. Jim Shorts asked the Browns to be released from his contract. If this does happen, I'm like, Jim Shorts is gonna be available. I think, and I think I heard something too in the chat. Again, I haven't seen Twitter. But I think Raheem Morris is going to the Niners, if I'm
Mhm.
not mistaken. And I'm a little bit sad about that because I kind of wanted Morris and Kubiak having that pair would have been really really good. But hey, I'll take Jim Shorts, bro. I'm not even mad at that. I'm not even mad at that. You know, he obviously he works with Miles Garrett now. He'll have the opportunity to go ahead and work with Max Crosby if that if that happens. You never know, bro. And I think that'll be a big win. I think you have to have that kind of balance. We know that this team is going to go towards a direction of offense, right? Offense is going to be the forefront. And like I said, we've interviewed nothing but not nothing, but the majority of the candidates have been offensive minded. And like I said, if they wanted somebody defensive minded, it would have happened weeks ago. But I think if you're able to go ahead and line a guy like Jim Schwartz to go ahead and help you, lead that defense, I think it's a win-win with this in that situation for sure. And I think you're going to be in a really, really good place if that happens. So, but again, nothing has been officially said, right? Things
So,
have been put out by Rappaport and Pelotero. It looks like it's really going to go that way, right? But what if it
look-
doesn't happen? What if he pulls a fucking Ben Johnson? Right? Who's the guy
like,
at Plan B?
hey, oh my
Who's the
God,
guy
bro.
for Plan B? And I'm gonna put this out before I
Oh,
have you
damn.
go ahead
He
and
said plan
take
B right now. I'm like,
Plan B, bro.
hey, I'd be like, right now, freaking, hey, the Willie's in there so far with no protection, bro, that I think like we are pretty much there or we're pretty much. I mean, like, yeah, literally, I'd be like, they're saying Avero, the guy
It could be a
from the
Vero.
Panthers.
I want to put this out there really quick though. Ian Rappaport also earlier today put out that the Cardinals are actually planning to hire Rams offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur as their new head coach. Again, I also kind of started. I saw a little bit of the tea leaves. Kind of percolating around this. The chances for the Cardinals to actually land Kubiak were not good at all. So the second option looked like for them, and probably maybe the guy they were kind of putting maybe a little bit more effort in was Michael Floor. Obviously, Michael Floor being under that McVay tree for for quite a while now is it's a pretty good pickup for them, but that also takes a guy off the board if there has to be a plan B. If plan B has to be initiated, who the fuck is
Don't you start this, brother.
like, oh my God.
Hey, so okay, you want a plan B? I'm gonna give you a plan B.
You
A
give me a
plan B,
B?
and nobody's gonna like it because here's the thing: nobody likes it, right?
Yeah.
You better be knocking fucking Sean McDermott's fucking door down, bro.
So you would put McDermott out there.
Dude, I mean, like at the end of the day, you want a culture changer, and you know what, Jay, this is the hard part for me when we're bringing in Kubiak. A lot of people are trying to compare us to the Patriots.
Yeah,
bro, we're two different teams, two different organizations, and Vrabel is a culture builder. That guy, bro, he doesn't have all this experience as a coach. Yes, he went to the Titans, has that experience. I get that. But I mean, like, other than that, he never was in the collegiate ranks. He never was like in high school, like, coaching like little league or whatever. He just has that leadership trait. We're hoping that Kubiak has that leadership trait. I'd be like, tell me, I mean, like, what has everybody seen that this guy can say, hey, we're going to be the same thing as the Patriots? And this is the hard part, right? So when you're looking at it and you say a plan B for me has to be somebody that has that culture building mentality and that has already had that proven track record. Mm-hmm. Because right now we're taking a chance on that and we're looking at the offensive creativity, the ability to use weapons, all these things. But once we lose that, I'd be like, you have to look for something else. And I think you have to look for a culture builder. You have to look for a guy that has experience and a guy, because look at the fan base, bro. Right now, if you hear that Kubiak has turned down the Raiders, the fan base will immediately deflate and start turning on the ownership, start saying that we fucked it up, that we fumbled the bag, that we don't know what we're doing, blah, blah, blah. So you have to bring in a strong coach. And for me, McDermott is that type of dude.
Mm-hmm. And this is the thing. I don't know if McDermott would, I've heard things that he's probably going to take this year off. I don't know. I don't know as far as where the Raiders' mindset would be. I think, to be honest with you, I don't see McDermott to being a real possibility, and for the reason why we haven't requested to interview him. We would have to go through that process, so we would at least need. I mean, you could do it in one interview if you need to kind of speed things up. If you're automatically sold, but they haven't done anything on that forefront. And he's been available for a little while now. I think for like almost 2 weeks now, he's been available, and so they haven't done anything with McDermott. I don't think anybody has. I don't think anybody's had an interview with him. I think he was so caught by surprise and caught with his pants down with that situation in Buffalo. He was just like, fuck, I don't know what to do. Let me just take some time to kind of process
100%.
100%. That was a really bad move by Buffalo, in my opinion.
Incredibly
they lucked out. They kind of lucked out a little bit and fixed the situation a little bit by hiring Joe Brady. And that, to me, that move makes sense. You keep that continuity, but you keep your play caller who's been calling your offense for quite a while now, and give him the opportunity to go ahead and show you something. At least you kind of salvage it a little bit in that sense. But I mean, to fire McDermott was kind of like, what the fuck? And I think they just wanted to go ahead and point the finger and cast blame on somebody. But I don't think it would be an option. I honestly think it would be Evero, Ejo Evero, if it doesn't work out with Kubiak. Shula, I think it's option 2, plan C. To be honest with you, I think we're at that point. So
How
I don't know.
crazy is it that Shula is so far down the list after being such a hot commodity? I think he bombed one of his interviews, and after one bomb interview, bro, he's on nobody's
His
list.
stock fell. Yeah, his
Yeah,
stock fell.
and
That's crazy.
you know what's wild? I think the Raiders really started focusing in on Kubiak after Jesse Minter got off the board. I think
Mhm.
Jesse Minter and Kubiak were the two lead dogs for these for this job for the Raiders, and that's who they had their eyes on once Jesse Minter was off the board. Like you said, I really haven't seen a focus on any other coach but Kubiak. I
Yeah.
mean, like
Webb,
that's
Webb,
in full board.
Webb. Well, yeah, Webb was another guy, and again, Webb in a dramatic fashion there pulled out with the running with the Raiders with almost every. It was really the Raiders that were kind of keen on him, but him really pulling his hat out of the race for any type of head coaching positions looks like he's going to stay in Denver with Sean Payton busting a move where he fires his offensive coordinator like on Monday and leaving that vacancy open. And somebody put out there like, what would it take for Davis Webb to stay? Is like firing your offensive coordinator. And guess what? That's the fucking thing that Sean Payton did. And now you have that vacancy there. Now you can't outright just go ahead and point the finger and cast, the sword and say, you're the next offensive coordinator. They have to do that same process and go through the Rooney rule and interview guys, for that position. And then you can go ahead and give him the nod after he officially interviews for the position. Right. So, um, you know, I'm not surprised at that move there, but you also kind of at that point forced their hand. I think,
Yeah,
I think with everything kind of that went down through the season and how this offense was so anemic, I think their mindset was offensive minded the whole way through. You
hmm
have to interview other guys, and other names out there, and maybe you're right. Maybe they were really impressed by Jesse Minter, and then like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and keep this guy in our back pocket in case it doesn't work out with Kubiak. But I think their heart and minds were sold on Kubiak after that first interview because I heard it went really really good, and they were just like fucking almost enamored at that point. So I think
well,
that they still had to go out there and date and have a good time and see other people.
no, I get what you're
I think their
saying.
heart,
So
I think their mind and heart were sold on Kubiak from the get
with
go.
Davis Webb, I'll tell you like this. Davis Webb did the right thing for his career by going back and becoming an offensive coordinator
I
because
agree.
for making the jump from it's almost like the Antonio Pierce situation, right? Where you
Yeah,
make that jump from just being a position coach to a head coach. It's a huge jump. You don't understand a lot of things. For Webb, him
big jump.
going in, yeah, for him, he goes back under Peyton. Sean Payton. Sean Payton's going to teach him, going to give him tutelage, going to give him growth, right? The thing is, he's going to want to grow after that because Sean Payton is a play caller. It's going to be the same with Kubiak here. Kubiak will be the play caller. He's going to make all the offensive play calls. Whoever he brings in is just going to be really a guy that's like offensive coordinator in name, right?
Exactly. Exactly. I forgot who asked me that question. I think early in the week, they're like, "What do you think? Who's going to be the offensive coordinator?" It really doesn't matter who's going to be the offensive coordinator because this is going to be a puppet. It's going to be a puppet coordinator. He's not
Can
gonna.
I
He's
can I
not
give
gonna
you a
really
name?
influence anything too much. Huh?
Can I give you a name?
Sure.
Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan. Did you say Kyle
Oh no
Shanahan?
no 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 not Kyle Shanahan. I'm talking his little brother. Kyle or is it Kubiak? Kubiak's little brother.
Oh,
Who's the
Clay.
offensive coordinator? Clay,
Oh, Klint
sorry. Yeah,
Kubiak?
Clay.
Okay, Klint
Yeah.
Kubiak. No, I don't see that happening. I don't. So this is not going to happen this year. It's not. And Kyle Shanahan has said, no, we're not going to let this guy go to be an offensive coordinator somewhere else. That he doesn't care what team it is. We only play. We're scheduled to play the Niners this season coming up, but he doesn't want Clay. He doesn't want to let go of Clay unless it's a head coaching position, right? Which is not going to happen. So unfortunately, that dream is not going to happen until Kyle Shanahan and Clay, that marriage is dissolved, right? They get that divorce, and then that's something that could happen. But to me, I'm not too worried about whoever they name as offensive coordinator if Kubiak's here, because it's going to be a puppet anyway. It's going to be a yes man. They're not really going to have a lot of influence on this offense. Very little, if anything. I said the Raiders tight end coach could be a guy that you kind of look out for. And he could definitely be. Man, I'm trying to go ahead and kind of remember his name real quick. Um, uh, but and I had his name earlier. Uh, Damn it,
My
I'm trying to
biggest
remember.
question is who's going to be his O-line coach?
Yeah, that's definitely another question that you have to go ahead and ask as well. I'm not again with Kubiak really, taking the reins here. I'm not a whole lot of worried as far as who they're going to go ahead and put in defensive side. Defensive side, I am more worried because it's you got to have that balance. But even if they decide, okay, we're going to focus, we're going to be offensive heavy. All right, that's cool, But
Yeah.
preferably, if it's me, I want a good candidate. If we can land Jim Schwartz,
Oh,
bro,
dude, if we can land Jim
that's
Schwartz,
that's
that's the
that's
dream.
that's a dream. Luke Steckel. Luke Steckel is the tight end, the Raiders tight end coach. That I mean, if they keep him and they give him the nod, because I heard that he's innovative, and to give him that opportunity, and this is kind of where you have stuff like this that happens where you have guys that are kind of lower on the trough. There might be a pass game coordinator, run game coordinator, QB coach, somewhere along those lines on the offensive side, and then they get that opportunity to go ahead and be an offensive coordinator, kind of entitled, but it's more of an apprenticeship if you got to think about it in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're just learning. You're just learning from
Yeah.
a guy like Klint Kubiak, and then you're gonna start having Klint Kubiak trees pop out, and so on and so
Oh
forth.
man,
And
now
just
we're
like
talking
Dominic
Klint
Williams,
Kubiak tree. Hey, if you're talking Klint Kubiak tree, we're winning.
we're
I
winning,
mean,
bro.
we're
Yeah, and
winning.
I
I
think
mean, like,
that's years off in the future, but hopefully it kind of leads to that where we're the team that's out there. We're finding success year after year. We're making pretty good deep playoff runs, and I'm talking about like 3 or 4 years into the future. If we and on, if that happens, great. And that name starts probably the Kubiak tree, the Kubiak tree. Guys from the Kubiak tree. If they just stand at the Raiders, that's a great thing to have. That's about
yeah.
right. I mean, you have Kyle Shanahan with his thing. You got McVay now with the Rams.
Stop
And
giving me goosebumps, bro. Stop giving me
give the
goosebumps.
feels,
Say
bro. Give the feels.
the Kubiak tree.
Shout out to my guy Rorschach. He says you need to understand that Gary is Clint's dad and raised him old school. There's no way he's backing out of being our head coach. There's ties to spy tech, and bowing out is something my generation never did. Shout out to my guy Rorschach. I agree, bro. Like when you're raised a certain way, you have a certain character, and you do that agreement, handshake. It's kind of like, all right, we're gonna make this happen, bro. Like we'll figure out all the little technical stuff. That's what the lawyers are for. But in
Yeah.
general terms, if we agree on the money, we agree on everything kind of else, we're good. All the little stuff, the technicalities, those sort themselves out. We have just over a week plus 1 day to go ahead and figure that out. He doesn't have to worry about that now. He has to go ahead and just now focus on winning the fucking Super Bowl. That's it. And everything else will be figured out. I'm pretty sure everything has already been figured out. It's just for him to go ahead and pull up either to Vegas or we fly out to Seattle, get that signature, make that announcement, and then they can go ahead and have the presser 5 days later. It really doesn't matter. So long as you get that pen to paper, honestly, that's all I fucking care about. That's all I care
That's
about.
it, baby. Touchdown. I mean, like, hey, as soon as that ink dries or puts on that piece of paper, bro, it's a done deal. It's a done deal. So at the end of the day, that's why I said, I mean, like, hey, we're gonna get Kubiak. Well, you get Kubiak, but then you go like, hey, DC. You said, hey, Jim Schwartz. Hey, I'm telling you like this: that defensive backs coach from Seattle is another possibility that we get. I'd be like, we might bring a guy from the collegiate ranks. All these things, man, we have to look at. at the end of the day, hey, do we promote Rob Leonard?
Yeah,
Okay,
and
like,
shout out to Rick. Rick put up that comment question. He says, "Does Rob Leonard get promoted?" Honestly, bro, I think they're gonna go ahead and clip Robbie Leonard. To be honest with you, and it's not because he sucks. It's just because I think it's just something that you have to go ahead and do. You kind of have to go ahead and cut away and remove all the dead tissue, right? And you might have like a tissue
oh,
there that's like it
he's
still
like,
looks
I want
good,
a
but you know
clean
what?
cut. He's
We
like,
gotta go ahead.
ugh.
You gotta sever it. You gotta go ahead and cut that out and put some new shit in there, and so that way the wound could properly heal. I'm gonna use those analogies. So I think you just have to go ahead and just clean slate the thing and just start anew. I think you have that
Oh,
opportunity
man.
right now with literally all the higher up staffing positions being vacant. Might as well everybody else below that um, gets clipped out and let Klint bring in the guys who he wants to bring in. Now, if he were to go ahead and keep a couple guys, I'm not mad
And
at
that's his
that. I
thing.
don't care. That's his decision. Let it be his decision. Don't let it have a higher influence than that. And that's been my thing. I just hope that Spytek and Brady really kind of take a big back seat and let Clint really hire the guys he wants to hire. Now, there's nothing wrong with them approach and say, "Hey, you know what? We kind of like this guy. What do you think about him?" That's cool, but for them to be like, "Hey, we're going to go ahead and bring in this guy to be your offensive coordinator, your defensive coordinator," like, let this guy. If he's really sold on it, great, but don't force it on him. Don't force marriages because we saw what that looks like. We saw what that looks like with Chip Kelly and Pete Carroll. That marriage was not a good marriage. That was a very rocky marriage, bro. Very rocky marriage, and
Mhm.
it ended up in divorce, a bad divorce, and where they were fucking talking shit to each other almost at a point, and it's just like, well, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. No, it's your fault, and you know,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
well,
I
that
got
got a
you,
lot more
bro.
back
I
and forth.
got you.
Yeah, we're making analogies today, bro. We're making analogies today for sure. Hey, it's that type of show. It's that type of show. But real quick, appreciate everyone pulling up and tapping in with us. Make sure you guys haven't done so. Hit that subscribe button on all the channels, on both channels. My guy Silver and Black Radio Podcast. Make sure you guys go ahead and head on over to his channel. Hit that subscribe on his channel. Make sure you guys go ahead and hit the subscribe channel, the subscribe button, excuse me, on this channel. Hit them likes if you haven't done so already. What are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe, hit those likes. It really does help support the shows and get them out to the YouTube universe. Appreciate you guys rocking with us. No football today. So, but we still talking about football with all this shit going down today. So, I really appreciate everyone spending a little bit of time of their Sunday with us, just to go ahead and talk some Raiders football for sure. So,
Welcome to the Raiders Pro Bowl. Talking about
right,
coaching
right,
right around this time for the third year
yeah.
in a row.
John says Vance Joseph worked with Gary Kubiak in Miami. There you go. That could be another thing, and I think he's available. Um,
No, because he's only a defensive coordinator. So he's still under contract with the Broncos.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if necessarily that could potentially happen. I think it's gonna probably be if again, this is a big if the Browns release Jim Shorts, he's gonna be a hot commodity. And I forgot how many teams still need a defensive coordinator. But he's gonna be definitely highly sought after if the Browns go ahead and release him from his contract, and they should. The whole thing with that, you don't want somebody to be there to poison the well. You
Yep.
had they went out, they passed him over and brought in Todd Monken, right? Okay, whatever. Why do you want Jim Schwartz there to go ahead and lead your defense? You're going to have issues there. You're going to have a guy who's going to go ahead and second guess you, who's probably going to go ahead and clap back at you. You're going to
Bro,
have
he's
that type of
pissed.
situation. Yeah.
He got
And it's
passed
not so
over
much
for that
direct at
job
Todd
twice.
Monken. Yeah, it's not so much direct at Todd Monken. He's just probably like, fuck this guy. They brought him in over me. What's so great about him type of deal, and it could just be that simple. So I definitely would hope that the Browns are smart in that sense and let him out of his contract. Let him go out there and find a job somewhere else. You already fucked up that relationship. Don't fuck it up anymore with by keeping him there. Because all you're
Yeah,
gonna do is
100%.
poison the well. Yeah.
I agree with you 100% there. Be like, he got passed over. He's not happy that it's happened twice. Like, he wants out.
Yeah.
You got to let him go.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Whatever that looks like, you have to let him go. You have to let him go for sure. Rorschach says Friday night's dinner was basically Mark saying what is it going to take to take money and ingredients do you need? Clint told him, and Mark said, "Done."
But Mark went like this, yo, I got hose, in different area codes. He's like, what's your name, baby? I got you.
They had to pull a Houdini and just vanish out of that fucking restaurant, bro. And, you know, he could have landed at some strip club in Seattle. I don't know, bro. I'm judged.
You never know.
You gotta do, my boy. Whatever you gotta do to go ahead and cinch that thing up. But in all seriousness, I'm pretty sure it was that. I'm pretty sure they just like, look, bro, what do you need? Tell us what you need. All right, cool, done. We can get that done for you. That is not a problem. Like money wise, that's what you want. Okay.
Yeah. 15 mil? Drop in the bag, bro. Got you. You need steak dinner too? Got you.
Yeah, what money wise, hey, you know what? Maybe that wasn't as so much as like I'm just gonna go ahead and bend over. They probably like played a little bit hard to get, but you know, ultimately they were always gonna give him what he wanted, right?
He started at 20. He started at 20. We started at 10. We met at 15.
Let's go ahead and kind of go down to like 18, but we'll guarantee you X amount of years at X amount of percentage type of deal. Like you're this is gonna change your life either way, like type of thing, you know. So
generational money, bro.
Yeah. Could have definitely happened like that. So I'm not surprised, man. But again, if you guys are just tuning in, you know, it looks like the Raiders close a deal with Kubiak, and he will be coming to Las Vegas as the new head coach. Obviously, nothing officially can be said, but tweets that have been put out by Tom Pelissero and Ian Rappaport earlier this morning indicate that is such the thing, that they've went ahead and closed that deal with Klint Kubiak, and most likely will be the Raiders' next head coach after the Super Bowl. So, barring nothing happens from now to then, it is a 1 week. I don't think Kubiak has anything else lined up. I think at this point, with the Cardinals cinching up their head coaching position with Mike LaFleur, they're bringing in Mike LaFleur as a new head coach. I think it's pretty much a done deal between Kubiak and the Raiders. I don't see Kubiak staying. The only possibilities for Kubiak to stay in Seattle, could that happen? Anything could happen until pen and paper is actually done. Anything could happen. But if we have to go ahead and kind of read the tea leaves and look at everything as a whole, everything kind of indicates in the direction that the Raiders will go ahead and bring in Klint Kubiak as the Raiders' next head coach. Shout out to my guy Raider Primos. You know, unfortunately he couldn't jump on, but he did ask me. We were talking a little bit on our socials, and he asked, like, you know, what's the difference between between Kubiak and Johnson? Why did Ben say no, and why is Kubiak basically very much saying yes or leaning yes? What's the difference there? And I think it's just because the situations are different, right? If you got to look back at last year, we had the number 6 overall pick. Yes, we had probably, again, I think we're a second or third highest cap space in the league, but we had issues going all around. You know, you had a relationship. We just came off an interim. We had to let go the guy before that, Josh McDaniels. in a very ugly way. The guy before that, and Gruden, also left in a very similar fashion and not in a good way. And so you had two bad episodes, and now you bring in this young and experienced coach to be your interim, eventually give him the nod, and that didn't work out, and he got let go. So now it's like, okay, cool. You went through three head coaches in the last what 4 years. Your track record doesn't look good. I don't know how confident I feel that I'm gonna have a job the following year. And having not the number one pick, you don't have a real answer in the quarterback situation here. And I don't know what the aspirations with at the moment. We had clipped Tom Telesco, so we didn't even have Spy Tech yet, so we didn't know what direction we were going to go in that part. So you had all these questions, and Mark was doing the fucking interviews. You had Brady also coming into them. Brady just went ahead and took over months earlier, so there was a lot of uncertainty here in Vegas, right, with the Raiders. Fast forward a whole year, and you let Pete play out his year. You got the number one pick in the result of it. It just did not work out. You had to let go of your offensive coordinator, but now you have the number one pick. You have the second highest cap space in the league. All your coaching staff is gone, so now you have the opportunity to fill in with what you want. And the Raiders going on saying, hey, you know what, we're going to do this the right way, and we're going to have these guys literally leading the search and putting the team together. Now you have a direction. Now the situation looks more appealing, and they know what time it is. They know that everything doesn't look good where you're going through this coaching carousel, and those guarantees have to kind of be put out there. If we don't hear it publicly, I'm pretty sure they're out there with the agents like, hey, you know what? Raiders are looking to go ahead and bring in a guy long term, whatever that looks like. So I think the situation, the circumstances are just different from last year.
100%.
If you had to kind of look at it. So
I mean, like, I'll tell you, I agree with you 100% there. If you look at the team, right, the reason Ben Johnson went to the Bears is because they had Caleb Williams and they had a ton load of picks to be able to draft around him. When you looked at the Raiders, what did we have? The 6th pick in the draft and not a damn thing. So at the end of the day, when we're looking at it, the reason that we're more enticing is the quarterback position. If you look at the Arizona Cardinals, they're financially strapped. They have Kyler Murray under contract. There's no other possibilities, right? So you have to work within those confines. When you look at the Raiders, we have an open spot. We have the number one draft pick. We have $100 million. We have 27 or 30 or something like that, 20 something free agents. We have a lot of roster spots that there's going to be a lot of turnover. But you can equate for that because you have the money to make it happen. Dude, the Arizona Cardinals are not one or two pieces away from being a competitor. Neither at the Raiders, but with the Raiders, you have the ability to build. And that's the difference between last year's Raiders and this year's Raiders. Last year's Raiders were this year's Cardinals. We were strapped. We didn't have anything like that. We did have financial stuff going on, but we didn't have any cohesion up front. We didn't have a Spy Tech. Spy Tech this year, he's going to be having all his scouts, all his people. That's who they're going to draft. Last year's draft, Spy Tech's people weren't the people doing the evaluation. So, you know what it is, man.
Yeah, and I think for them to keep Spy Tech also provides a little bit more of that stability. Okay, like we know that the head coach the coaching situation in Vegas was just really bad. I mean, obviously we ended 3-14, but having that situation being really bad, where they had, I mean, I don't think ideally they wanted to fire Pete. I think if Pete had a better year, I think if we would have won 5 games or more, he probably could have survived another year, right? And I think that was a plan from the get-go, but it got so bad, the decision-making got so bad that they're like, I think the game has probably passed them up a little bit. I think he needs to go ahead and ride up on the sunset type of thing. And would Pete Carroll maybe land a coaching job down the line? Unlikely. highly unlikely, but you never know, right? It could happen, but I don't think at this point in his age and where he's at, I don't think that happens, right?
Yeah.
So I think their plan, and I think the way it looked, that they wanted to keep Pete here for at least 3 years, maybe four, to go ahead and build that team out and then hand that over. And just for Pete's age, they were going to keep him here for a very long time. It just wasn't going to happen. But now that he's gone, I think that direction was always like, we're going to get somebody who is younger here, who's going to be here for a long time.
Yes.
Team together,
Yes.
see what's going on in other teams, and find they're like, okay, we're going to stop reinventing the wheel so much. We're going to go ahead and follow the blueprints that are out there. And
Absolutely.
hopefully that's the case. Hopefully that's the case. But this is the thing, and shout out to Jason. I know he put this out there about Mendoza and whatnot. But the I like what at the last word, be patient. Be patient. So whoever we decide to go ahead and bring in, which is most likely Kubiak, we got to be patient. We can't, if this doesn't work out and it's another 3-14 season or 4-12, I'm sorry, 4-13 or 3-14 season, we can't be at the gates calling for his head. We have to exercise patience. This is gonna be a long process, y'all.
Correct.
This is the thing that you have to understand. And same thing with Mendoza. If Mendoza's a guy and he doesn't look good this first year, whether they plan to start him right away or they're gonna sit him the first year or sit him half of the season, whatever, you gotta exercise patience. And that's the one thing that we are not. We are not patient as a fan base. We want instant gratification. I'm guilty of it too. So trust me, I'm not putting myself on a pedestal at all. I'm very bad. Like, I need to have results. I want it now. I don't want to wait. But this is a situation where you have to wait. You have to wait. You have to see this thing built out. And like, shout out to my guy Jeff. Jeff makes a lot of good points. I don't agree with him on the number one pick situation, because I feel that you can still get a lot of those answers in other ways this year. It doesn't necessarily mean trading back, but you still have to build it out right way. You have to build out your offensive line. You have to go ahead and bolster your offense. This offense was very anemic. We struggled scoring in the red zone. We struggled putting drives together consistently. And this is a big job. This is a big task. And I feel that Klint Kubiak is the guy for this job, to go ahead and really help out our offense, build it out the right way, and make this offense at least look professional and competitive in this league. We are not any way means that right now at this moment. If we were to go ahead and play a game right now, and I'm not talking about the Super Bowl, just play a game, an exhibition game, right, preseason game, we're gonna look like shit. You get your starting.
There's a reason we're drafting. There's a reason we're drafting where we're drafting.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So, and I like what you're saying here. You said we have to be patient, guys. We have to realize this. Okay, when a coach takes over a team, it takes 3 years for them to establish the culture. The first year, they're getting there to learn their players. They're getting there, establishing their culture. You're going to have a lot of like turmoil. You're going to have a lot of non-success, everything like that, right? You're going to have a rookie quarterback come in and lead this team. Guys, we're going to look at a slow season, right? Season 2, you're going to still look at some struggles, but you should see some improvements later on in the season. You start seeing the change in cultures, change in team. Year 3, you should be competitive. Once you start being competitive in year 4 and 5, that's when you start making a championship run. And that's what we're looking at, Jay. But you hit a key point. Everybody on these things, every single year, oh, we didn't make it. Oh, we lost one game. We suck. This guy threw 3 interceptions. We have a rookie quarterback, a rookie head coach. There's going to be mistakes made. Just look at Antonio Pierce. He gets thrown into the fire. As soon as he starts making mistakes with like time clock situations, things like that. Oh, he sucks. He's terrible. He can't make a play call. I'm like, bro, he's learning on the job. These are the things that we have to look at. So at the end of the day, I agree with you Raider Nation has to be patient. We have to realize that Mendoza is not the savior of this team.
Mm-hmm.
And now that you do have Kubiak in the bag, if you're Spytech and you believe that you got Kubiak in the bag, you are doing everything possible to protect Mendoza.
Yeah.
So you're looking at all available free agents, what they're looking at, what they want, where are they coming from, et cetera, et cetera. Do they fit the system? So, hey, what happens if he does bring guys from Seattle? Are we going to hear, oh, he's bringing them from his previous regime? Oh, blah, blah, blah. Hey, whoever he brings, whoever Spytech and, Klint Kubiak decide to bring, we just got to ride with it. And we got to understand that there's going to be mistakes made, that this isn't going to be an automatic turnaround season where people go like, well, the Patriots did it. We ain't the fucking Patriots.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, if you're telling me that we come from a winning culture, that was in 1983 to 1975. I'm like, I ain't seen a winning culture since. So don't hit me with that shit. Keep it a buck.
Keep it a buck. And my thing is this, you're looking at like, for example, and I don't really want to use the Seahawks as the comparison, but you kind of have to in a sense. And I'll make some other comparisons as well. But you're looking at the Seahawks at kind of what they're doing, right? They
run the football.
they run the football, but the point that I'm trying to make here is that they didn't go deep into the playoffs like they did this year. They were like 10-7. They had a way lesser record than they do this year, right? They're 4-13 this year, but it took that. It took that ramp up. It's not a steep incline. It's an angled elevation, like an angled progression of them finding success. And this is going to happen. The same thing to us. We're going to go ahead and find that. We're going to find that trajectory as well. It's not going to be a sharp climb up. When that happens, for example, I know that we can go ahead and point fingers look at Liam Cohen, look at Ben Johnson. Well, they had pieces in place. They didn't have to go ahead and build out their
roster.
The roster, the player personnel, like we have to do. There's a lot of holes on this team that we had to go ahead and we have to really address, right? So with that being said, this is a bigger project. It's going to take a little bit longer time than normally. We had situations like in Chicago and Jacksonville where they're able to go ahead and come in, make playoff appearances year one of them being head coaches.
Spytech is about to make his money, bro. Spytech is about to show you why he gets paid. Because what he has to do now is find all these key players. We have Denti, right? So you have a Walker. If you look at Seattle's offense, there's certain pieces that they have that we have, that we can mimic and he can translate over. We're looking for a number one wide receiver. We're looking for offensive linemen. I mean, like things like that. But there's going to be a lot of pieces that he can transfer over. But right now, Spytech is about to show you why he makes the big bucks, baby. He's going to show you Big Don John going out there and drafting studs. Because we got to find guys in the third, in the fourth, and in the fifth round that are going to make an impact on this team. In the second round.
Second's going to be a good one,
at every level. And I'd be like, and we got the draft picks to do it. We got leverage to move around. And we got dinero to bring people in. So I don't need no coupon John doing free agency. I need Big Don John and big money spender, big bala shot collar going out there and addressing the issues for this team and the maximum positions of value. Those are the positions that we need to address, especially along the offensive line.
Yeah, and my thing is the offseason, the way that once Kubiak gets signed, everything afterwards is going to kind of dictate and give you a little bit on how the season's going to go. And let's go. Let's rewind back to last year, right? So they hire Pete. They have Chip Kelly. They keep PG, right? But everything that happened after that part, after the coaching staff was hired, didn't really indicate of us having a better season. We probably hoped that we would have a better season, but we did not make a big splash in free agency. We're like, okay, maybe the draft. We drafted pretty well, right? We went out and got Gentee. We decided to go ahead and get a couple of receivers out there and some offensive linemen, and we also addressed a little bit of the defense as well, right? We kind of balanced it a little bit. Again, free agency continues. No big splashes, right? We went out and lost Christian Wilkins. We lost Jermaine Pratt later on in the season. So you saw those. You saw like a high that high incline kind of just start going down,
Yeah.
progressively down, and that season it was an indicator of that. We didn't really address the offensive line, and guess what? Our pass game and our run game really suffered for that. We couldn't protect Gino. We couldn't protect any quarterback.
Bro, once we started playing daddy ball, it was over. Once we
Yes.
started playing daddy ball, it was over. Once he said, hey, I hired my son as the offensive line coach, that's when we should have known that Pete Carroll was delusional and been damn fired.
Yeah.
Because, hey, and you're absolutely correct. He didn't bring in the pieces that he needed to bring in. I'd be like, at the end of the day, the biggest thing we said last year, what was it? Oh, he's a champion. Oh, he has that culture building mentality. But we also said it, Jay. He's 70 something years old. He wasn't here for a rebuild. He's here for a win now. But how are you going to win now when you don't even have the pieces in place? And he's saying, oh, I just got to make minor adjustments. But we're still trying to figure out who's going to be our starting offensive line in week 10.
Yeah. We didn't know.
Like,
we might. I remember Pete saying we might not know until like later on in the season. Like, bro, you should already have that figured out before week 1.
Tell me what team with championship aspirations does that?
Fucking figure it out. Yes, exactly.
What coach does that? Hey, by the way, yeah. Hey guys, I don't know who's starting next week. Hey, I'll let you know on Tuesday.
They have to compete. They have to compete in practice.
It's crazy as shit.
I think he just like hearing the word compete a lot. That he threw that around because it sounds like Pete. So he likes saying compete, and I think it's like Pete has to like see some shit on at practice.
Hey man, we stopped competing after week 1. Literally, we did not freaking get on the bus or on the train or on the flight, whatever you want to call it. Once we left Boston, because that team lost all competitive spirit.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you this: we were lucky we won that game in New England too, and they were trying to figure this shit out, but they got their shit figured out really quick. And then you see now what happened.
Bro, we would have played them later on in the year. We would have taken straight BTA all day.
Yes, exactly. Cooked. It would have been embarrassing, bro. You thought 31-0 was bad.
It'd be like 60.
Yeah, they would have cooked us. They would have had, and then fucking McDummy on that offense. He would have told Grable, "Don't let your foot off the gas, bro." Just sticking in our fucking back even deeper, bro. He would have. He would have.
100%.
Yeah, we were lucky to win that game, and we did the things right. Some things right, not all the things right. We did some things right. But we did catch these guys with their fucking pants down for sure. Yeah. Shout out to my guy Troy. He says, I hope Raider Nation listens to you both. If not, it's gonna be tough for new coach and GM and Brady. Only time will tell exactly, bro. You have to exercise patience. This season's it's gonna be a complete like night and day type of situation. Are we going to look better? Yes, we are going to look slightly better. I think and again, this is if Kubiak gets signed, if we are able to go ahead and hire the right coaching staff, if we're able to address a lot of the issues, a lot of the positions that we need to address in free agency and the draft, then I think our ceiling could be maybe a 10-7, maybe a 9-8. I think our floor would be probably 5 wins. I think that's the floor, but that's only 2 more wins than we currently ended up this season. So either way you look at it, you're still looking at a win-win situation, right? If you win 5 games, you're winning. You literally won more games than your previous year, right? And you're still building You're still building the team. If you win, if you're 7-10 in that mid range, or 6-11, you're building towards that next step. You're maybe a couple pieces away, and that's where we want to be. We want to be a couple pieces away, as opposed to like having majority of our secondary being in limbo, and then having us to go ahead and really look at our offensive line and replace 2 or 3 positions potentially there as well. It's a lot of work, bro. It's a lot of work. And
100%.
still trying to figure out your coaching. If you have having you, I'm gonna put it to everybody like this: having to be in a situation next year where you're having to focus more on your player personnel than your coaching personnel is a big difference. That's one thing less that you have to worry about. If you fire a coach here and there, that's like 1 or 2 people, as opposed to hiring 10, 20 people in your coaching staff. And then you still have to look at the draft. You still have to look at free agency.
Correct. Hey,
And you're looking at all this tape to see like, okay, this guy did well, this guy didn't do well. I might want to keep this guy and maybe I can help him out. As opposed
so
to
Jay,
like
let me hit you with
you were in
something.
that season. You were in that season. You were there. You saw everything
Yep.
happen. You know what's up. You know who's gonna stay, who's gonna go in your mind already. So
Bro,
it's
you
big
just
difference.
hit something so key, Jay. Look, this is a total freaking rebuild, guys. Guys, Jay just told you guys we're gonna bring in a ton of coaches. I don't know if you guys understand this, but we would have to put yourself in these shoes, Jay. You just hired your full staff. Most of us don't know each other. We all have a different vision. We all have things that we're trying to work together to accomplish a mission, right? We're gonna have squabbles. We're gonna have difference in opinion. I mean, like just like bringing us on a pod. We all have different opinions. We all have different views, but we all have to work together in order to accomplish to get a show together. To at least like be respectful of each other in a way that we can organize ourselves and still have our different thoughts and views, but still be like working together in cohesion, right? When
Mhm.
you look at that in a coaching staff, then you're saying, hey, we're not even just addressing that. We have to also address the roster. Okay.
Yeah.
Imagine how many difference of opinion are going to have to come together in a matter of months, because we're talking about the draft is happening in April. In
Yeah.
April. We are here in February. Bro, that is a lot of stuff going on within the next 2 months. And a lot of people don't realize that, bro. They think that Kubiak just got 10 coaches on speed. Oh, yeah, man, I'm going to come on. I'm going to be your offensive line coach. Everything's going to be honky-dory. Freaking, I'll teach Bubba how to just toss that motherfucker on that ground and freaking stop a hole in that ass. Bro, come on now, bro. It just does. You don't get good offensive line coaches just hanging off trees. You don't get other guys that are going to be in those positions without having to shake down a couple trees, see what falls. So at the end of the day, man, you're absolutely correct. A lot of things have to gel in order for us to be successful. And that's why Raider Nation has to be, bro, you said 10-7. 10-7 is a dream.
Oh, yeah.
It's a dream, guys. But
yeah.
you know what? How many people are going to say it next year, Jay? Oh, well, the Bears did it. So, and the Patriots did it.
That's why I say our ceiling, like this is how much we can kind of get at. I don't expect us to be 4-13 next year. Hell no. Like you're living in a fantasy land. No way that's gonna happen. Could it happen out of realm of possibility? Yes, because anything can happen, right? But the likelihood of actually happening, no, it's not gonna happen. 10-7, even that, it's kind of a stretch. I'm just putting it as a ceiling, right?
No, absolutely.
We're probably going to get is about 10 wins, but I don't really see us doing more than that. I really see us more in that 5 to 6 win range. That's really where where I see us at for this the next year coming up. And again, it's just doing all like you said, there's a lot of things that you have to do in 2 months. That's why if Kubiak wins it next Sunday, I expect them to be here the day after the parade is done in Seattle. If they win it, which it looks
Bro,
like
if
they're
they win
favored.
it, bro, if they win it, I'm telling you right now, he's already probably told his family, yo, pack your shit.
Yeah,
We're moving, we're gonna either or. But I'm telling you right now, for him to make those type of decisions and stuff like that, bro, he's already looking at personnel things. I mean, like
Oh, yeah.
you're really trying to focus in on the Super Bowl, but right now you're like, all right, man, I'm gonna take this job. We're gonna transfer everything over. Who's gonna? You're already thinking people that are gonna fill certain slots. So you're correct, man. I mean, like he's getting to work,
Yeah.
and I expect you Monday morning. That jet is gonna be flying over Allegiant Stadium. And then it's gonna land, and we're gonna have like 10 motherfucker limousines there, ready to get the Kubiak family to the stadium and announce it. Hey, I'm gonna cut Kubiak some slack. Hey, Spike let's do a little afternoon session. If they win the Super Bowl, man, if they win the Super Bowl, let's do another after. If they lose the Super Bowl, let's do an 8 a.m. session.
Yeah.
Get that sour taste out your mouth real quick.
Exactly. Let's go ahead and get it going. We got work to do, bro. They'll probably put his ass in the building the following week. Like, be here Monday morning the following week as well. Like, we'll start that. We'll start there, and he'll probably be working through the weekend, bro, at the crib. Be like,
You
all right,
already
I gotta
know.
get all my shit ready. I gotta start looking to the coaching staff and
I'm pretty sure, bro, for that cool $15 million a year, I mean, like he'll be fine. He'll find himself a little shack somewhere in Vegas.
Oh yeah, I'm not worried about that. I think the team even helps with that, bro. Like, oh, we rent a house. We rent your house for the first 6 months or something like that until you find your own place.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, he can move into Mark's house. Hey, Mark,
there you go.
move over.
Like go stay in the guest room, bro. Like you
Yeah.
don't get to stay in the fucking main house anymore. Like
Go stay in the guest
like,
house, Mark.
The guest house is like fucking almost as big as the main house. Shout out to my guy Bloody Raider. He says, who do you think starts at quarterback week 1? Honestly, bro, I can't answer that question for the reason being that we just don't know what's going to happen from now to then. We don't know for sure 100% that's going to be Fernando who we pick at number 1, though it looks like it probably is, right? A lot of the consensus, Raider Nation is like, got to pick Fernando. So it goes back to what I said. Is Brady, is Spytek, and is Kubiak sold on Fernando Mendoza? That's going to be the question. Now, what do you do if you do decide to go ahead and get Mendoza? Are you going to start him right away? Are you going to go ahead and bench him? Are you going to have him sit? And who does he sit behind? Are you going to sit him behind AOC? Are you going to set him behind somebody else, right? Gino, I think that marriage is done. I think that marriage is involved. We're going to get a divorce, right? I think the divorce is just putting pen to paper with that situation. And
I don't want no sloppy seconds.
I think we save 8 million, right? Now, Falcons release Kirk Cousins. I said it's funny. I said to Leo, I'm like, watch the fucking Kirk Cousins to Raiders post start coming out, and sure enough, I saw already a few. So that happens as well. So you just don't know what the situation is going to be in the next 3 or 4 months. We have to kind of wait and see. And then if they don't get anybody, the likelihood of Fernando starting is probably higher. If they get somebody, the likelihood of him sitting is going to be more realistic. That's the kind of the way I see it. If they go out and get a guy like Kirk Cousins or anybody on that wavelength, basically a bridge, that's what he's there for. He's there to go ahead and start, and we're not going to look the best, but he's there to basically help this kid learn, right? They don't want to throw him into the wolves as of yet. If it was up to me and it's my choice and we draft Fernando, I would preferably have him sit, but hey, if they want to go ahead and have him start right away, all right, so be it. Not is not, spite. I mean, excuse me. Brady has come out and says that preferably to have more success, you would want quarterbacks to go ahead and sit the first year, and it does kind of make more sense. But you also have the opposite effect where you had guys start their rookie year, and you had some that had success, right?
Yeah.
Case in point, Jaden Daniels, and then you had guys who fucking struggled.
Ryan Lee.
Case in point, Caleb Williams, right?
Ryan Lee.
Caleb Williams did not have good coaching. Jaden Daniels had good coaching. So you have all these parallels that you can go ahead and go through. A lot of things would have to go into. That's a great question, though, bro. I'm not knocking it, but I'm just saying we're just not at that point. So we, as a fan base, have to keep our eyes really open to see what happens in the next few months to kind of make us start reading into the tea leaves and putting things together to see how that direction goes. It'll be very interesting because you have both sides. Both sides make a really good point. So I don't know.
But Jay, I'm going to hit you with this.
Ready.
Okay. I'm going to hit you with this. A lot of people are saying, why do you draft Mendoza number 1 without putting him on the field, right? That's a total waste of space. That's such bullshit. There has been so many great players that have literally sat on the bench and become great. Look at Aaron Rodgers. He sat behind somebody else. The reason that you draft a guy and you put him behind somebody so you don't ruin his career. Bro, these guys can't come out, and this is the thing, right? Everybody expects Fernando Mendoza to come out and be the automatic starter. Bro, if we put out Fernando Mendoza with this offensive line, tell me that his mentality, that his confidence is going to remain the same from the beginning of the season to the end. It's not going to happen. So we need to stop getting on, hey, Fernando Mendoza is going to start from the beginning. You don't draft him number 1 for him to sit on the bench. I'm like, you draft him number 1 because you believe in his ability. And if you don't have the team around him for his ability to succeed, then you bench him. And you say, hey, man, we're going to ride with somebody else. I'm going to let somebody else get beat up. I'm going to give you snaps when we can. And we're going to address the team issues from year. Look at Caleb Williams, bro. From year 1 to year 2, they addressed all the issues. Year 1, he looked like trash. I'm like, but if he would have kept going down that road, would we still be talking about Caleb Williams right now? No. So I'm with you then, man. But sorry, bro.
And now you have the opposite. It's funny, though, but you have the opposite effect in Jaden Daniels because he had a great rookie year and he had not a great sophomore year, right? But also that's because of injury. And now that Cliff Kingsbury is leaving Washington, now that question is like, how are they going to look like in year 3? Well, what is, who are they going to get, and how does this affect Jaden Daniels? So there's a whole lot of questions. So the quarterback position being the most integral finesse position that can affect so many things, not just the position itself, but it affects your offense as a whole. You have to be very careful. You have to treat it with kid gloves. If not, you have situations like we just had, right?
Yeah.
Where, we thought we got this, half decent quarterback and it ended up being fucking, garbage. And that's what, but also too, we didn't address the offensive line. That's also what I attribute to that. Because the thing with Geno is like when Geno is on a high and he has his confidence is high, yes, he's a risk taker, but he looks halfway decent out there. But when his confidence is in the shitter, we get this Geno. And
confidence is in the shitter.
Offense is the shitter.
He's like confidence is in the shitter. When you're sitting behind the chains and you're trying to force balls, you think that if Geno Smith didn't do this, you think Fernando Mendoza is not going to do this? A rookie quarterback? He's going to try to force throws. He's going to try to make it happen because everybody's saying, oh, I believe in you. And Fernando Mendoza is the savior of this team. That's the thing. And Jay, you're just explaining it so perfectly. I mean, like at the end of the day, all these mistakes can be made by both types of quarterbacks, but people need to realize, man, that this kid is going to have to grow. He's going to make mistakes. He's going to get into all these situations. And if you have to protect him by sitting him on the bench and letting him know, hey, man, you have to learn the system better, then do it.
Mhm.
But everybody goes like, oh, he's smart. He went to Cal. He learned the Indiana offense. Bro, he played RPO.
Yeah.
I'll be like, we don't know if he can read the whole field. RPO is predicated on reading half the field. You read two guys, the guy, the defensive end, and then the overhang, whoever the key player is. And then you make adjustments off that. So don't sit here and try to tell me that the West Coast offense is the same as a full-fledged RPO offense, because it's not.
Mhm.
West Coast is predicated off timing
Yeah.
and certain key reads. So I'll be like, man, this is where I keep saying, you got to
There's
let
similarities to
come
it.
in.
Yeah. There's similarities to it, but it is a different system in itself. And it just it's that, and this is the thing where we'll see the difference between that at the collegiate level and at the professional level, where we see that big step up. Sorry, my daughter here.
Nah, it's all good, man.
Wearing a
It's all
hat,
good.
wants to wave at everybody.
Hey, where's she at? Where's she at? Hey, bring her on camera. Bring her on camera, bro. Hey, hey.
Hi, you got to do it higher. Hi, you got to do it higher. Yeah. But we have that we have that situation where we're gonna see the clear difference in between somebody who comes from the collegiate level trying to understand an offense at the professional level, though there might be similarities, and I think he'll be in a better position to understand that, as opposed to being in a completely different type of offense that a different coach would probably operate on. And so you're giving him the best opportunity to go ahead and succeed. But would he be
100%.
ready the first year? I don't know. I don't know whether he starts or not, and he looks great. He could look great, and he probably would look great, but we can't say that for 100% sure. We just can't.
Yeah.
The best thing you can always do for a quarterback is have him learn on the rookie year. But if you have no choice, if that's the way you're going to run, if you feel he can do it, then you can go ahead and have him operate in that. You can have him go ahead and start. Shout out to Sal in the building. He said, so if Mendoza doesn't start game one and Gino is gone, then who starts? And don't say AOC. I know he was talking to him, but this is a good question. It all depends on if they go ahead and get a bridge. And you have Hummer saying that he doesn't want to spend money on a bridge, and that also is a great point, because you could spend it on other positions, but it just depends what Kubiak, what direction Spy Tech want to go ahead and go in. If they want to go ahead and bring in a bridge, that's not a bad thing. And you don't have to necessarily sit them for the whole year too. I said this, I think in back in 2024, when I first started, I'm like, you don't have to go ahead and get a quarterback and start him right away. When we're going into the 25 draft. And I thought, okay, we're going to try to see if we can, maybe take a shot at a quarterback. Then you don't have to start him. You can have him sit for half of the season and then start him the second half. If that's the situation that you want to go ahead and do, then you can do that. You can go ahead and have him sit half of the season, let him learn. Half of the season is not a bad thing. That's only 8 games. Have him sit 8 games.
Yeah.
And if he wins half or majority of that, then there you go. You want to give your quarterback the best opportunity to go ahead and start. And I think we opened up a can of worms in this conversation.
Well,
now
no,
you're having the nation divided on the aisle now. You have people saying start Mendoza day one from week one, and you have some other people saying sit him. It benefits him more. And however you look at it, there is I don't think there's a real wrong answer in this, because I think both points are pretty good. But
and here's the thing, right? When we look at a kid like this, it depends on the type of offense you're coming from. It depends on what is expected from you within that program. And let's be real, bro. IU had a serious roster of guys that were built off 23 and 24-year-olds. That's basically guys that were in it size of the NFL right now, guys. Mendoza is a great player. I'm not saying that he's not a great player, but every player, why are we so fast to try to put these guys in there and immediately expect them to produce? Bro, this is the patience we talk about, right? If the coach feels like he's not ready, if the coach says, hey, man, he's not ready to start, then we need to sit there and be like, hey, whoever we got, whether it's AOC, whether whoever it is on the roster that they have that they believe in to let him ride and sit behind, then we have to let them do that. But the thing is, we as fans are so quick to immediately be like, oh, no, you have to sit him. Oh, well, you can't draft him number one and sit him on the bench. Why? How many players have done that and been successful?
Mhm.
You know, it's all a thing of if you see him being successful.
Yeah.
And if you're putting him out there to get killed, why?
Didn't May? I don't know if May or Bo Nix sat the first year.
I believe it was May that sat for a little bit for Brissett.
I think so too, and I think Bo Nix did too. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember. I think Bo Nix sat half of the year, and then they brought him in. If my memory serves me correct, which it doesn't. I could totally be wrong about this.
And it could
If
be.
somebody knows, please correct me for sure.
But
I'll humbly take that out.
Let
But
me
I
ask you
think that's
this.
the scenario.
What is so bad about that scenario? About your quarterback sitting in order for him to mature to be able to
There you
be
go.
a successful starter?
Rosan says May sat, and look at where they're at now. Look at where they're at now. They're at the Super Bowl. You know, we saw it's a big difference sitting that first year. You know, but then yes, you also have Penix, but you have okay. So I know Penix sat too, but there's a difference in where they were drafted. May went the first. Well, they both were in the first round, right? Yeah, they did, but it was
One was at the very top.
Top
One
five,
was
right?
top. One was
Three?
top three.
Okay.
May was top three. Remember, because they
Yeah.
went 1, 2, 3 quarterback, and then if you guys remember when Michael Penix was drafted, that's when we were supposed to take back, or when we were supposed to take him at 13.
So
but
he got a 12 then, right?
no, at 8. Remember, because they drafted him at 8 or 9, and then Bo Nix got drafted right before we went, and then we drafted Bowers. So at the end of the day, Michael Penix was drafted a lot higher than people thought, and that's what happens when you take a risk on a quarterback.
They did reach.
Mhm.
They did reach. That was a reach. You know, and it's what 5 slots, five positions higher. I mean, still, I mean, drafting.
Did you see that team, bro?
10.
Bro, that team could have Kyle Pitts, Brock Bowers, and Bijan Robinson right now. Could you see that? I'd be like, how do you stop that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you see, everybody's saying it. Yeah, Penix went at 8. He went up higher. So,
Yeah, I think it was at 8. So yeah, there you go. 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's there's different ways you can look at it, and like Josh says, we should not do what the Panthers did and just threw Bryce Young into the Wolves, got his confidence destroyed. Yeah, exactly. And it took 3 years for it to like get back. Now we saw them like be making a playoff appearance. 3 years later, I remember when last year they were like he was on the chopping block, bro. They were about to go ahead and deuce him out for the Raider killer. What's his face? The Ginge. I forgot his name. But they were going to go ahead and clip him potentially and part ways. It was that talk. I remember, and especially when they sat him for the backup, of course, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So you have that, yeah. Let's see here. Go ahead and get your questions in, guys. Again, appreciate you guys pulling up. We have almost 100 in the building between both channels and X. Appreciate you guys. If you guys haven't done so, head on over, hit that subscribe on this channel, on my guy Raider Will's channel, Silver and Black Radio Podcast. Appreciate you guys. If you guys are next, hop on over to YouTube, hit that subscribe, hit that like on this channel. Don't be left out in the dark. Hit that subscribe button on your boys. Appreciate you guys rocking with us on this Sunday. Go ahead and get your questions in. We're going to go ahead and take a couple more questions in before we head on out. I put up a poll earlier and I try to get a feeling of Raider Nation. I asked, do you want Kubiak as a Raiders head coach? On my vertical stream, 84% say yes.
Wow.
Only 16% say no. I'm surprised.
What?
Yes. On the regular horizontal screen, it's 96% yes, 4% no. So maybe one person said no, which is more realistic. You're always gonna have that person that says no.
And you had that one person that signed in under different names just to vote no.
Right? Yes, exactly. It's probably fucking Ejiro that fucking came in like, no, I want to be a coach, bro. I want to get paid. So there you go. Yeah, there you go. Annie Dalton, the redhead rifle.
Oh.
Yeah, remember that was the whole thing in Carolina, Carolina for the Panthers. They sat Bryce Young Ford and Dalton, because he was doing pretty well in that season. But they went out and drafted him pretty far high up, and I forgot what round he went in. I think he was a first rounder too, and I forgot what slot they got him at. So,
Oh, man. You see,
you're the kids, bro. That's why I gotta go ahead and that's a cue too that we're gonna go. Ahead
that's the cue.
That's the cue, bro. When the damn kids are whiny, you already know.
Yo, hey, before we head out, what I want you to do, man, is hit that like, subscribe, and hit that little bell button. And my boy, Just Raiders Baby Pod. Hey, man, he's locked in. He's always doing show. We got our boy 401 Raider Jeff always doing content as well, man. Make sure y'all stay locked in, man. It's going to be a great time. Thank you so much for having me on the show, brother. And, hey, guys, do me a favor. If you guys are out there always looking for Raider content, hit up my website, Silver and Black Radio Podcast. We're always putting out new content. We're putting new stuff out. Appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, salute to everybody. Appreciate you. Accelerator. I didn't see the comment about Mike LaFleur. I know I've been going through something else. If you want to repost it again, I'll share it really quick. I'm sorry, man. I did not see that. Hey, the chat comes in hot, dog. Sometimes we have to go through like
100%.
20, 30 chat comments at a single time. It's just that sometimes.
Hey, Jeff, send me that link, man. Send me that link, Jeff.
Okay. Oh, it's going to be an open forum like the old Friday night shows. Okay.
All right, let's go.
Okay. All right. There you go. I'm like, what is he talking about? Oh, it's going to be open forum. Okay, cool. Yeah. I'll probably, you never know, bro. Like I said, hey, I thought we were going to do the Royal Rumble yesterday. What happened, Jeff? I thought, man, did you
WrestleMania?
But we were talking about like maybe doing a Royal Rumble version of Mendoza at 1 and just having everybody fucking free for all, and then last man standing, I guess, becomes the actual point or something like that. You never know, bro.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I was like, you never know. I might pop in and give a couple of chair shots and stunners to everybody in there, just like Stone Cold, bro, just coming in and whooping everybody.
Two Coors Lights deep, baby. Let's go.
Just leaving, bro, and like ending the show like that. Okay, that's gonna be tonight. There you go. There you go. So stay tuned as our guy SoCal Sal has dubbed it the Raider Rumble with Jeff playing a special guest referee for everybody in that live that's going to be on the screen, and they can go ahead and make their case on anything Raiders related. But I think probably the key topic of that show is probably going to be Mendoza at 1. Should we or should we not get him? Or should we trade back? Because it's still a hot topic, and I think it's going to be more relevant now once they officially bring in Kubiak. But I feel like if that's the case, they're probably leaning towards Fernando. But you never know. Fernando, I'm tired of that song. I think we should get him, but I'm tired of that fucking song. To be honest with you, I like the song, but it's I think it's running its course, bro.
We need a gangster song for Fernando Mendoza.
Yes.
Hey, Jeff, get on it. I need this gangster rap Fernando Mendoza style.
Yes, that'd be funny if they fucking sign the kid and then they bring him into Henderson and the fucking walkout song is ABBA, bro. Like, come on now.
No. Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this. This is what I want to see. I want to see him coming out there with the Chuck Taylors on. I want to see him coming out with 1 or 2 chains, big old black sunglasses, the new and improved Fernando Mendoza with 10 times the swagger. But we probably won't see that, bro.
Yeah.
They're gonna see Super Nerd out there. Hey, whatever it is, man, be all about it.
Hold on. Let me see if I can pull this. I want to see this picture. Hold on. And I normally wouldn't share this, but I'm gonna share my Slack profile pic here. Hold on 1 second. So he should be no, I don't have it, damn it. No, it don't copy. Damn it. All right. But it should be, if you guys have that Fernando Mendoza blinged out pic, that should be that the song should be in that range, in that area. Bling out my boy, put somebody behind that beat. Somebody good. Don't pull them out to fucking ABBA, dog, when you're trying to go ahead and sign a contract for our next franchise quarterback, and you hear like when did that song come out? 70s?
Well, I don't even know.
Yeah, I think 70s. That's 70s or disco. So that's more of a disco song. Yeah, I can't do my boy like that. You gotta go ahead and butch that thing up, man. Put the remix on it or something like that. But yeah.
Hey man, I'm tired of Christmas songs. That's all I gotta say, man. I need more swagger than that. I want to win championships type of shit. I like fuck yeah. Like when he finally cussed, bro, I was like, thank you, Jesus.
Exactly.
He's human.
And you know what? He probably went and asked Jesus for forgiveness right after that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. You do yourself.
Forgive me for using a cuss word. Hey, it's all good, man. It's all good. Whatever.
As long as you win the championships.
Exactly. Whatever. He's a good kid, man. That's what he is. He's a good kid. He's a dorky kid. I'll take that any fucking day. Over a lot
Diego
of
Pavia
out there.
Don't
slight my short king over there. God damn it. He had a decent Senior Bowl yesterday.
In trouble at the bar before the game, Senior Bowl. Jesus, bro. Come on now.
Look, we Burqueños, bro, we like to party, dog. We like to have good times. That's all, bro. It happens. Okay? Don't knock it. Don't knock it. My boy just trying to live his best life, bro.
Hey, I don't want that Uncle Tony coming over. I don't want Uncle Tony coming over. So we good, man. We good.
Oh man. Josh says a lot of Cardinal fans are deleting their comments saying Kubiak is a lock coach for them. Bro, I was seeing all this fucking Raider slander, like their head coaching position was so ideal. I'm like, okay, bro. You don't even know what's going to happen with your quarterback. I think you have like 20 to 40 million cap space. Even with the raise, I'll probably bump up another 10, 20 maybe at the most. So you don't have a lot of money to fucking work with. It's not an ideal place to go ahead and be. So I'm like, stop. So it's funny. It's funny for those Cardinal fans to go. Hey, you know what? They still won at the end of the day with their position. They went ahead and got Mike LaFleur. Mike LaFleur's from McVay. So there you go. But you just had to know. It's like, bro, it's not
Cardinals fans. I'm gonna give it to them raw. Hey, let me give it to them raw, Jay. Hey, how is it to be the ugly girl at the freaking dance, Cardinals fans? you bunch of dirt bags. Look what you get. You get sloppy seconds when you think you're gonna get A1 number one. Raiders finally get the number one coach that they wanted for. Let's go, Raiders!
Hey, look, Jesus said he'll forgive everybody except Raider. Well, you're going to hell.
Damn, bro.
It's been proclamated. That's cold, Jesus. You're supposed to forgive everybody. You're supposed to forgive. You're supposed to be all forgiving. Stop it. Don't do that to my boy over here. Oh man. But it's funny. It was like the ugly girl trying to go ahead and go to the prom with the handsome starting quarterback of the school. It was not gonna happen. It was not gonna happen.
Cardinals fans was that ugly cousin trying to hook them up too, bro. Cardinals fans was that trying to be that freaking fucked up cousin that's like, hey man, I got this cousin. Maybe you should try to hook him up. She's cool. Yeah, no, she ain't never had a man. I ain't never seen her. Nah, man, and they're trying to hook you up. Yeah, that's who the Cardinals fans were, bro. But nah, not today. Not today, baby. We finally got the bag.
Alexander said my LaFleur question still didn't go through. No, I just hold on. Let me go back, dog. I did not see.
I didn't see any LaFleur question either.
Oh, okay. He says I asked if we were shocked by Mike LaFleur hire. He doesn't strike me as a type to put up with Bidwell. I don't know, bro. They apparently liked him a lot, from what I've heard. They really liked the interview that Mike LaFleur did over there when they met. I think the week prior, or whenever it was. And so the second one was kind of cinched up. I think that LaFleur was definitely 1B. Though I think they tried to go ahead and make a grasp for Kubiak, but we all knew that was not going to happen. The Raiders head coaching vacancy, that position just looks too good compared to Arizona's. It's like apples to oranges, bro. Well, that's a bad analogy. It just looks like it's like a Corvette to like a fucking station wagon at this point. You can't
Corvette,
compare it.
Ford Pinto, and you know what? That's how the Raiders have been. Like we said, man, we've been in that position where we look like that Ford Pinto. We finally came up on the other side. And I'm going to tell you like this. Hey, the Cardinals didn't do a bad job with LaFleur. LaFleur has already been considered one of the top guys to look for any spot.
Yeah.
We're not saying that this guy's not going to be a top coach. They're just taking a wilder chance than we are because he's more unproven. We finally got a guy that was proven and that has somewhat of a track record, which is a total difference, And I mean, like I said, we haven't been on this side. Bro, like last year, we were the ugly second girl. Yeah. We were the Cardinals. So I'll be like, I hope it pans out for him. But I'm telling you right now, man, I'm like, we got a guy that has a better track record of doing what he's doing and being young than they do.
Yeah. And I know I know it probably seems like a shock. I don't think it's a shocker for me because I think LaFleur, always the aspiration is to move to the next level, right? And the next level for them would be to be a head coach. Now,
there's only 32 jobs.
Yeah, my thing was always this, because I know what was said out there, that you had people questioning the ability of who's actually calling the plays in LA. Is it McVay or is it him? Right? Or are they splitting the duties? But it's probably majority of the part McVay. But you've been there for so long, you're gonna learn that fucking system inside and out. He's there leading the meetings, or maybe leading the meetings, or especially helping to plan the meetings. You're looking at tape. You're working with McVay closely. You're gonna go ahead and get into his mind. You're gonna learn a lot of shit, and you're gonna find what actually works. You're gonna take that of what you learned to your next job. And for me, case in point, I can make an analogy from the prior jobs I've had. I was a manager for a very long time. I took that experience in those certain situations over to my following job, and I applied them there, because if I ran into certain scenarios, certain situations, I kind of knew already how to handle it, or if I had to go in to build a culture, I already had a leg up probably from other people because I already been in situations where I had to build culture, and it goes a long way. So whatever your experiences you'll transfer to the next situation, your next opportunity, job opportunity, wherever that be. So for them, I think they saw that picture and they were like, okay, cool. We're gonna go ahead and take a flyer on Mike LaFleur. He comes from this tree. He was working closely with this guy. He may not necessarily be calling the plays, but he knows the place. He knows how to run a system similar to that. And if we can at least halfway duplicate that, they could probably try to find more success in their division and them as a whole. So I saw that kind of move working out in their favor. That was more realistic for them, and I got that. I thought Kubiak was just they were trying to hit that home run ball, and like, nah, dog, you're batting fucking .88. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Yeah. Cliff Kingsbury to interview for the Giants job as offensive coordinator. That's
I
good,
thought
bro.
that was Dayball's job.
The Giants have Daboll went to Tennessee. He's with
That's right.
Salah. Yeah, he's with Salah. Yeah, he's over there. So yeah. Jason said supposedly Arizona wants to get rid of Kyler Murray. That makes them less desirable with a big. Yes, exactly. They're just you don't know what the situation was going to be there. So now it's Michael LaFleur's decision to make on whether he wants to go ahead and keep Kyle Murray and try to work with him and see if he can get the maximum potential out of him, or he's going to go ahead and cut his losses to bring somebody else in. It's just, hey, don't know. We'll see how that works out. We'll find out how that actually works out this season coming up. We actually are scheduled to go ahead and play the Cardinals in regular season. Don't know when. Hopefully, it's not.
Hey, we'll be at that game, right, Jay?
Hopefully, it's not in the fall, dog. Yes, but if it's in the summer, I'm not going. Fuck
yeah,
that.
if it's in the summer, I'm not going either.
15-degree heat. Fucking, I was already worried about my little boy over here. I'm like, that dude was sweating profusely, bro. I was like, oh my god, they had to go back to the car, bro. It was rough. It was rough, bro. My wifey knows.
Yes, sir.
It was rough.
Okay.
Yeah, shout out to Cool Kevin, the brother. Salute, brother.
Yes, sir.
But other than that, that is our time for today. Appreciate you guys pulling up. Shout out to my guy Kev. He pulled up a little bit late. It's all good, dog. But obviously, if you're just tapping in, looks like Raiders closed the deal with Klint Kubiak. He's going to be most likely the next Raiders head coach after the Super Bowl. Obviously, nothing can be officially put out there, but tweets, posts put out by Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero indicate it being that way, that most likely the Raiders will go ahead and put pen to paper after the Super Bowl, making Klint Kubiak the next head coach of the Raiders. So I think that's a lot of what Raider Nation has wanted, and it looks like it's finally came to fruition. We only have to wait, 8 days? 8 days until we get that official nod. So one more week after the Super Bowl. We'll definitely know that Monday. Be ready. So and speaking of which, make sure you guys turn on those notifications if you guys haven't too. If you guys are subscribed already, hit that noti. Definitely going to go ahead and work out. I'm planning to live the day after. I'll figure it out. I'll probably pop in briefly and just do a quick live to go ahead and talk about it being official. So make sure you hit that notification on this channel. All my boys, Raider Will, you never know, have him jump on if he's not doing much. But
try to, man. Try to.
I have to be a little bit hooky from work if in case that does happen. So we'll see what happens. But again, appreciate you guys' time again. Put out that poll, and it's an overwhelming yes. Everybody wants Kubiak, especially on that horizontal stream. On the vertical, it was still 14%. It went down a little bit. 14% say no, they didn't want Kubiak. I don't know,
man. Hey, at the end of the day, We got the bag. Let's go, baby. We finally ate the ugly girl at the dance. Raiders, bitch.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For sure. Appreciate you guys. Until next time, as always, remember just Raiders, baby. See you guys.
Let's go.
Let's go.
J Raider, the creator with the killer content, hot takes and the dopest. Gas Raider Nation, from Oakland to LA to Vegas. Nothing greater than the Raiders, only facts. Just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders. Stand up, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders. Welcome to the channel. It's called Just Raiders, baby. If you ain't subscribed, then you gotta try. Just Raiders, baby, nothing but love for the Raiders. Been an OG before 93. Shout out to the nation, they always crazy. So nation, ride with me, taking over my style. It's amazing, making hits like Max on the blitz. The silver and black on the attack. They on the map, if you a fan and you with that. J Raider, the creator with the killer content, hot takes and the dopest. Gas Raider Nation, from Oakland to LA to Vegas. Nothing greater than the Raiders, only facts. Just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, J Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders. Putting on shows like Brock on the go. We just like J Raider, the innovator, making shows like Good Morning Raiders, the originator. Raiders unfiltered, raw, never censored. The post-game reaction, nothing but action. Just Raiders, baby. Just Raiders. Just Raiders, baby. J Raider, the creator with the killer content. Hot takes and the dopest, yes. Raider Nation, the only nation. There ain't no question.
Just win, baby.
Win, baby. Just win.